You're such an asshole.
Hey everybody, got another request for a Clarey test. This is part 2. I forgot to put it in the previous video, and it's just as well we do it this way. We'll split it up. And our client wanted a Clarey test applied to Channy Binks. I'm like, who the heck is Channy Binks? And I look her up, it's Big Red. I'm like, oh, that's Channy Binks. And I've tried to find stuff about her, and let me explain the Clarey test. The Clarey test is, once again, my patented test. That's why it's called the Clarey test. It's my name. So, and basically, it's just 4 simple questions I ask of any politician to whether or not I'm actually going to trust them, or like at least trust them to the next level. And that is, do you come from rich parents? Do you have any private sector experience? What is your major? Did you major in the liberal arts or something worthless? And what are you doing now? Are you currently employed in the government, nonprofit, touchy-feely journalism world, or do you actually have a real job? Right? And it was really hard to look these things up over her because she doesn't have that much of a public profile. If you don't know who she was, this was the gal. They call her Big Red because she has big red hair. She was screaming and yelling at some men's rights conference in Toronto. And what I could find on her about the internet, well, one, hang on, let's do this. You got to see her. She is gorgeous. She was gorgeous. This is what happens when you go. What happens when you get feminism, and you go from this to this. All right, so it's sad. I mean, and that is exactly my type. I mean, like when you look, I mean, we're not talking brains here, obviously, but when you look, I'm like, hey, I mean, that would be in the olden days when the old captain was stupid. I would, nope, I'm asking her out. Don't care. I'm going to ask her out somehow. That's exactly my type, and that's why my dating life, at least in the beginning, was very, very bad. Anyway, so it's kind of tragic because I don't know what the hell happened there. Regardless, what we did find out, or what I could find out, she doesn't have a real job. She didn't major in a real subject. That much is obvious. She's a feminist activist. Okay, so there's really no job there. I'm going to assume she did not major in chemical engineering. And I'm also going to assume she has no private sector experience. The only, I mean, and these are assumptions. We could be completely wrong, but it's a pretty safe bet. You know, she didn't go to the chess club in high school and then went on to MIT to, pursue her master's in physics. The only thing we really can't say for certain with any certainty is, did she come from rich folks? We don't know. There's just no way to figure that out. But it's a pretty safe bet. So I'm going to assume she didn't come from rich parents. Let's just err on the side of caution. She's got she's got a 0. You want a low score on this. So you get 3 points. 1, worthless degree. 2, no private sector experience. 3, currently not really working a real job. So you got a 3. Potentially 4, I don't know. But I think that poor gal, she got filmed that it's like that professor. And let it be a lesson to you feminists. You want to participate in the public sphere. You want to get in people's faces. All right, there's cameras all over the place. And now you're part of it, whether you like it or not. But by God, that is tragic. Going from what I would say is like a 9.5 to that's real tragedy. So anyway, I'm guessing 3. We don't know. There's really no way to tell. But hopefully that answered your questions. Toodles.